Hello and welcome back to Wee Willie Wonderfalls, where we're going to continue with Aimee the Giraffe, the baby version. So the last time I left you doing 10 rounds of 42 stitches. You're literally just going around doing one double crochet in each stitch. I've marked it on, I have to count it like that, otherwise I'll lose track. So I'm going to show you how to count your rounds. If you do lose track of where you're up to, how many rounds that you have done. If we look at the pattern, once we have finished the 10 rounds, that is rows 8 to 17. And I also note say double crochet for 10 rounds. If you count between 8 to 17, that is 10 rounds. But if you lose track along the way, we will count where we're up to. So we should have 17 rows completed. So we start with the magic circle because that is numbered as round 1. So that circle in the middle is our magic circle, so that is round 1. So each of these spirals is one round that we've worked. So we're going to count all the way up, and so you will know how to do that. So round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that is the last round that we're counting, is that one here. We don't count the row across the top, that's just our stitches that we are working with. So we have 17 rounds. We'll have a look at the inside again just to compare. So our thread from the magic circle is on the inside. So we leave that tucked 10, and that is the back of the crochet. So you can see it's more diagonals and the stitches are less defined. On the front of the work, it seems more like straight rows and a clearer, more defined stitch. So we have done, after the 10 rounds, we're going to have a look at what our next round is, which is round 18. So I'm going to move my post-it note. And on this round, we're going to do 5 double crochets and then a decrease. So this is a new stitch that I'm going to be showing you, and we're going to repeat that 6 times. So we're decreasing 6 times. So instead of 42, we're going to be down to 36 stitches. So I'll show you how that works. So firstly, 5 double crochet. So they're quite straightforward, just not 5 normal stitches. I'll show you again how to know which is our next stitch. If you're not sure, is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? Lift up your hook. You can see that is pulling up that stitch, and it has a little stitch in it. So that one there is the one we have just finished working. So the new stitch is the first V that is completely clear with nothing in it, nice and clear. So it's not that one, that's the one we've worked. It is this one here. So we're going to do 5. So we're going to go obviously under both V's, pull it through, and then over the top, pull through. That's 1. And again, lift it up if you can't quite tell. The next clear stitch is here, so pull it through like that. So we're going to do 5 of those. So that's number 3, number 4, number 5. Keeping it taut. If you see my tension, it should be quite close so that you can't see the stuffing when we start stuffing it. So you don't want loose, lots of gaps. If you find you are working and it is turning out quite gappy, you can go down a needle size from the 4mm, but you should find this should work well. So now we're going to start our decrease. All we're doing with the decrease is we're reducing the stitches, so we're going to turn 2 stitches into 1 stitch. So the way we do it, there are several different ways of doing it, but I'm going to show you my favourite way, which is much less visible. It's called the invisible decrease. So what we do is we have our next 2 stitches, so we're going to turn those into 1 stitch. So I'm going to hook the front loop only, so we're not going under the full V, we're just hooking the front, and then we're going to hook the front of the next stitch. So on our hook we have the 2 front parts of the V, the back ones we haven't touched, we've left it there, and then we're just going to carry on as a normal double crochet. So we're going to pull our thread through both of those 2 front loops, not this one there, so we end up with 2 on our stitch, and then we go over the top and pull it through. So it's very similar to the double crochet, but all we're doing, instead of going under the V and pulling through, we hook the 2 front the front part of the next 2 stitches and then carry on as a normal double crochet. So we'll show that again. So we're now going to do 5 again, because we're repeating the instruction in the bracket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets, and then we're going to hook the front part, hook the front part, and then do our normal wrap the wool and pull it through. So we have our 2 loops again, and then over the top pull it through, and that's simply it. And that will slowly bring Aimee's body shape in. So we're reducing it because we're going further up the body toward the neck. Quite often do that gradually to give her a nice shape. So again, we're doing 5 single normal double crochets. And round our wool a little bit to give us a little bit more breathing space. And then we're going to do the decrease again. So looking which ones we're going to use. It's not that one because that has a stitch in it. So the one we're going to use is this one and this one. So hook the front, and see we're leaving the back untouched. Pull through both of those loops. So we have 2 and then over and pull through, and then we'll carry on. So we want another 5 double crochets. Again, if you get stuck and you're really not sure which is the correct stitch, you can work backwards from your marker and count how many stitches backwards to see how many you should have left. So we're going to do another decrease, and then we're going to do 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully getting the hang of this now. So every time you see the decrease, that's all we're doing is just reducing a stitch. If you're a knitter, it's a bit like knit 2 together. We're simply crocheting 2 together. It's a little bit harder to see after you've done your decrease. So if we lift all that up, it all seems a little bit pulled together. But if you look at your stitches, it's the next one that doesn't have anything in it. So those have all got wool in them where we've worked. This is the next clear one which hasn't got thread underneath it. So that's our next stitch. We can't use that one because we've already been into it. This is the next clear V. So 1. But so we could count back because we're going to need be 7 stitches from the end because we've got 5 and then 2 together. So we could count it back if you wasn't sure which one to use. So again, we've done another 5, and then we're going to do the decrease again. 1, 2, a little bit more. I could have gone into the one with the marker, but so take the marker out if you struggle with it. And there we have it. And if we counted all the way around with the stitches, we'd find we have 36 because we've reduced 6 stitches. You see her body's now taking shape. So we're going to look at our next line, and then I will be leaving you to continue a little bit further, because otherwise you will get bored just listening to me going around in circles doing the same thing. Our next round is round 19, and that's double crochet. So if it just says double crochet, that literally just means you're just going to do 1 double crochet in each stitch. You can also tell because it says 36 on the round before and 36 on this round, so we're not increasing, we're not decreasing, exactly the same. 1 double crochet in each stitch. So we're going to go around 1 in each stitch, and then the next round, I'll just show you, but we'll leave it there in one moment. Round 20, we are going to do 4 double crochets and then a decrease 6 times. So we're doing exactly the same as round 18 that I've just showed you, but that was 5 and a decrease. This you're just doing 4 double crochets and then a decrease, and just follow all the way around until you've got 30 stitches. If you're still a little bit unsure about how to do the decrease, just rewind the video, watch it again, and you'll soon get the hang of it. Just keep practicing. So I'm going to continue making that, so you don't have to watch me do the whole thing. And we're going to meet back up a little bit further along. You're going to carry on. You can start stuffing, popping the stuffing in, but I'll show you that when we get to the next stage. Row 24 is going to be 2 double crochets and a decrease, and then rounds 25 to 36 you're going to just be double crocheting the 18 stitches all the way around, and we're going to do that 12 times, and that will form Aimee's neck. and then we're going to slip stitch and fasten off. So what I'm going to do is meet you at the end of row 36, and I'm going to show you how to do the slip stitch fasten off and how to do the stuffing and how to leave a thread for the sewing up. So I will see you in one moment.